This is News from the Water and I am Peter Underwood. The Canal and River Trust is facing a substantial legal challenge to its latest attempt to use its terms and conditions for boaters as a way of changing the rules without having to change the law. A coalition of boat dwellers, the National Bargee Travellers Associations and other organisations has crowdfunded more than £4,000 to start the legal process of challenging the trust in the courts, 4 times the original target. It says that for the 15,000 people who live on boats, the changes will vastly increase the risk that their licence could be ended and that their home could be seized. The 3 conditions for the issue and termination of boat licences are set out in the Waterways Act 1995, but CRT appears to be using the terms and conditions to extend the power to terminate boat licences. And the campaigners say that would amount to unlawfully changing the boat licence from a statutory requirement to a civil contract. If that was accepted as lawful, it would vastly reduce the protection for boaters. The Community Law Partnership has taken up the challenge, and a solicitor and a barrister are working on a legal opinion on the extent of CRT's powers to make the proposed changes, and the outcome of that will determine the next steps, and the fundraisers may be back for some more money for a larger scale appeal. And meanwhile, whilst the rest of the boating world has been focused on getting back to their boats and getting out on the water, Canal and River Trust has been trying to solve the problem of greener boating. It predicts that long term we could see the phasing out or scrapping of older diesel engines on boats, but admits that retrofitting hybrid or electric solutions isn't viable or feasible, and that attracting new and young boaters won't happen if cheaper vessels aren't available. And the impact on the owners of vintage engine and historic boats will be that they find it impossible to operate. And of course electric engines probably won't be able to deal with rivers. But CRT says although there's going to be no easy or quick fix, and it could take decades, it wants to see improvements made in technology and boat building to produce less polluting solutions for power generation, heating and propulsion. The Trust demands that boaters and the boating industry should plan for changes that might limit our use of diesel engines and solid fuel stoves. Of course, it has a curious view of the average boater's lifestyle when it talks about running engines to power luxuries like large flat-screen televisions, dishwashers and washing machines. According to CRT, the quantity of electrical goods on boats has increased dramatically in recent years, and in most cases, having a single domestic battery to power everything just doesn't cut the mustard anymore. Well, who knew? Hands up anyone who's got a single domestic battery. But when it comes to solutions, the writer of this blog for CRT calls for energy efficient appliances, hybrid engines, lithium batteries, and even ethanol fuel cells. Well, he does admit the Trust will also have to look at the feasibility of installing electricity charging points in areas like London, but he doesn't mention that this has been discussed for years in London with no appreciable result. Perhaps that's why he also emphasises the role of government and local councils in providing these green moorings and their charging systems. Who knows? That's it.